that's the thing is one of the things that you see in news a lot of times now is they're not even looking to inform people. Like it's kind of blatant, and that's what's shocking is you look at these news articles and I have like an educator's mindset, and one of the things I realize is like, oh, people need to know the nuance of how things work.
Hmm.
They need to be introduced to concepts because you can't just expect that of everyone who's going to read this article. But you read these articles and you look for those data points of like, are they defining terms? Are they bringing in context? Are they wrapping it? No, like they're just kind of leaving it vague on purpose almost. Because it's either that like that's the thing is journal that they're smart, they know what they're doing.
Hmm.
And so you can't just chalk it up to negligence. Like they know what a reader would need. And so the whole goal is just to leave this vague impression.
I
And
know.
so you start to look at the bigger system of, oh, well, Trump back in the news is good for news.
I know.
All
I
these
know.
subtle little implications and reasons for all this that aren't necessarily as clear cut, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is very true. I like what you're saying about simplicity and vagueness. So basically, the media formula now is let's take things that are complex and let's make them simple to the point of taking away the nuance on everything,
Hmm.
right? And so when back in the day, a few years ago when Trump was in office, the people would literally make the statement, Trump is racist or Trump is a white nationalist. And every time I heard that, I would say, based on what? Well, he said something that was inartful, and therefore we conclude that he is a white nationalist, right? And they make these huge leaps, which requires basically to understand the operation of a person's mind, understand their intent, understand
Hmm.
everything, and they also know that Trump is not very artful in the way he delivers his messages, and they know all that information, but then they boil it down into simple terms such that you lose all context, you lose all nuance, and it makes for simple, headlines and sound bites. But in many cases, it amounts to misinformation because once you've taken out, it's like making a soup. You're making tomato soup without any tomatoes, right?
Yeah.
You've taken the piece out that is supposed to give people the true context and the true understanding of what is going on, and they intentionally do that. And I think that's unfortunate that the media does that a lot. And so